Hewan porifera dikenal juga dengan sebutan spons. Porifera berasal dari kata porus yang artinya lubang-lubang kecil, dan fera yang artinya membawa atau mengandung. Sehingga bisa dikatakan bahwa porifera adalah hewan yang tubuhnya mengandung lubang-lubang kecil, atau hewan berpori. Jenis askon. Bentuknya ramping seperti tabung dan meninggi. Jenis sikon. Bentuknya melebar dan meninggi. Jenis ragon atau ada yang menyebut juga dengan leukon. Bentuknya melebar di bagian bawah dan meninggi meruncing ke atas seperti piramid. Jenis ini banyak ditemukan di pesisir daerah pasang surut yang sering terpapar oleh ombak. Bentuk tubuh seperti piramid membuat spons ini kuat menempel di substrat dengan tapaknya yang lebar dan tidak akan mudah lepas diterjang ombak karena bagian atasnya yang meruncing atau mengecil. Pada video ini dapat dilihat bagaimana air dari bagian luar sisi tubuh spons yang diberi pewarna agar kelihatan memasuki sisi tubuh yang berpori tersebut dan keluar melalui lubang di bagian atas spons.
If the sponge is indeed an animal, it must eat to survive. How does it feed itself when it has no obvious mouth?
A sponge is actually a fantastic pump which requires an incredible coordination of cells to function. It's a living filtering machine. It lives by sucking in water and filtering out food particles.
These seemingly motionless creatures are working extremely hard in order to feed.
Imagine that to get an ounce of food, a sponge has to pump over a ton of water through itself. Now, can you imagine doing that yourself? Drinking a ton of water to get an ounce of food to your body?
Diaz has studied sponges for decades, yet she has never seen them feed in the wild. Until now, few have. To make the invisible visible, Diaz injects a harmless colored dye into the water near the body of a sponge.
One of the ways we can test for the rate of water flow that moves through the sponge body is to inject a colored dye and measure the speed at which it is pumped through the sponge. Actually, for me, this is the first time I've done this, and I've been really looking forward to the opportunity for years. And I'm so excited to try this experiment. When I start seeing the color dye coming out of the sponge in less than 2 seconds from when it was applied, I could not believe my eyes. This steady and strong continuous flow of water continuously coming out of the sponge was an incredible realization of the dynamic existence of this organism. It's an incredible sight to witness.
These ghostly exhalations are proof that the sponge is actively pumping. With no mouth, it sucks water directly through its sponge-like body walls, which are shot through with millions of narrow canals and tiny chambers. How does it do it? What secrets hide within the belly of this beast? The best way to find out is to enter one of the many portals into the sponge's secret inner world. Drifting along with countless single-celled organisms, we feel the tug of a current. In the wonderland within, this sponge's cells all work for the common good, but they do it in wildly different ways. As the current draws us on, we pass sponge cells that are making new spicules. The walls themselves are treacherous. They can simply engulf their unfortunate prey. As we are drawn through ever narrower passages, the current slows until we burst into one of the sponge's millions of tiny beating hearts. These are choanocytes, cells whose whip-like flagellae powers the pump. The flow quickens again as it whisks us away through the labyrinth of canals that lead out into the sponge's central cavity. What once seemed barely alive is actually a living animal, more complex than we could have imagined.
Pada video ini dapat dilihat bagaimana air dari bagian luar sisi tubuh spons yang diberi pewarna agar kelihatan memasuki sisi tubuh yang berpori tersebut dan keluar melalui lubang di bagian atas spons. Serta ada animasi bagaimana makanan masuk dalam pori-pori pada tubuh spons. Spikul merupakan penyusun rangka pada tubuh spons. Bisa kita ibaratkan spikul seperti tulang besi pada pengacoran beton bangunan.
Phylum porifera includes pore-bearing animals which are commonly called sponges. Although they are most common and diverse in the marine environment, around 150 species of sponges live in fresh water. Sponges have very simple structures and are either radially symmetrical or asymmetrical. Sponges are highly branched, cylindrical and hollow. A cavity called spongocele is enclosed by the body. Their body is supported by a skeleton made up of calcareous or siliceous spicules or spongin fibers. Sponges have a loose organization of cells which are specialized to perform different functions. The different cells found in sponges are pinacocytes, which form the protective layer of the body, choanocytes that maintain the water current inside the body, and amoebocytes which store reserved food. Sponges exhibit holozoic mode of nutrition. They capture food brought close by water currents which are created by choanocytes. The food material is then digested by the process of intracellular digestion, and the remaining water is thrown out of the body through the osculum. Sponges have a system of canals. Choanocytes line the inner surface of these canals. Through ostia, the water enters the spongocele and leaves through a single large osculum. Sponges reproduce asexually by budding, fragmentation, and even by regeneration, where fragments or a part of the body or even isolated cells of a sponge can regenerate or reorganize into a complete sponge. Sponges can also reproduce sexually. The male gametes are released into the water by a sponge. Fertilization between these male gametes and an egg cell then takes place in the body of a neighbor sponge, resulting into the formation of a new individual. Some important examples of sponges are Leucosolinia, Cycin or Scypha, Euplectella, commonly known as Venus flower basket, and Euspongia, commonly known as the bath sponge.
Pada video ini dapat dilihat proses reproduksi spons secara aseksual, yaitu dengan pertunasan, dan seksual, yaitu dengan pembuahan sel sperma jantan yang berenang menuju spons lainnya untuk membuahi sel telur pada spons tersebut. Tayangan berikutnya merupakan petunjuk untuk tugas ketiga. Bacalah petunjuk tersebut dengan seksama.